Do you remember the first time that you had ice cream or pizza? Maybe your first time on a roller coaster, or your first kiss, or even um, your first time, if you're a songwriter, writing your first song or playing your first show. Like, there's something special about all these first things. And what I'd like to talk to you about today is something that I've been experimenting with, and it's rediscovering the magic of things that are and have always been prominent in my life by the absence and the deprivation of those things. The first thing that I could talk about that comes to mind is not too sure when this video is going to be coming out, but March 23rd, I'm playing my first show with my band Morning Coffee since November. And even though I've done open mics since then, and we've had a few practices here and there, being able to actually have all of us together on stage for the first time in months is really exciting. And it feels like I'm playing like my first show again. Like, it's a little nerve-wracking, and this is a feeling I think that we get only when we either haven't done something before or we haven't done something in a while. And for some people it could be overwhelming, it could be a little bit much, but I think that there's a level of excitement that could only come because of the lack of shows that we've played in the gap from November to March. And my God, I'm actually like excitedly promoting the show, preparing for the show, thinking about the show. Made little flyers and put them all around town, went to different shops and hung them up. These are things that I haven't really done the way that I'm doing them now since like 2009, when I started playing I guess more around the tri-state area. Some of my first few shows. Prior to that, my first couple shows were just like random high school events, which were fun. But yeah, there is a rekindling to be had in the deprivation of something that we really love. Here's another thing. I really love pizza. It's my favorite food, and when my mom was alive, it was her favorite food too, so we had that in common. That was something that we bonded very deeply over, as silly as it is to think that pizza is a place to bond on a deep level, but yeah. Ever since I left my father's house in 2009 to go away to college, I was finally able to have the freedom to eat what I want whenever I wanted. And even though I had some of that growing up when I was younger, living with my mom's side of the family, I was basically like an adult for the first time, like out on my own, paying for my own stuff, taking care of myself in my own way, my own sleep schedule, my own diet. And, I've just been like eating kind of whatever I wanted, whatever I felt like. It wasn't until like 2022 that I started, experimenting with, I guess, portion control in a way. Because I just, especially after the pandemic, I just was not really my healthiest. And I just didn't feel comfortable in my body, so experimented with my diet a little bit. But to get more on track about the whole pizza thing, nowadays, instead of having pizza whenever I want, I only have it once a month. And whenever I do have pizza, it feels like a religious experience. It feels like the special event, that something that carries that kind of weight that connects me to my mother should have. I am always excited and overjoyed, but when I'm eating it that I'm like elated, and I can taste, because here's the thing about like pizza tastes good, right? And I'll never like eat pizza and be like, this is awful, unless it's really bad pizza. But in the deprivation of having pizza all the time, like what I'm used to, I can taste every ounce of flavor in every slice. And it's wild because I've also had this experience with candy. I don't like candy. I'm not a big candy person. I do like chocolate, but the like snacks and junk food and all these different things, I've really tried to cut out of my diet entirely, because on my mom's side of the family there's cancer, on my dad's side of the family there's high blood pressure, so there's a lot of dietary choices that I either want to cut back heavily on or cut out altogether. But in randomly once in a blue moon having a piece of candy, it like, it's unreal. Like, I can't believe something like this exists. And now that I've experimented with, to take it a step further and out of the whole pizza candy realm, just generally with food, now that I've experimented with intermittent fasting, allowing myself to actually feel my hunger and go with that as an indicator whether or not to eat, instead of like boredom, depression, and wanting to distract myself from those things. Now when I do eat anything, it's not just pizza or candy. Now when I just eat anything, it makes me so happy. Like, I think when I was eating all the time, I didn't realize the amount of joy that the flavor of food can bring you. Like, I knew the level of comfort that like nachos, pizza, mozzarella sticks, any of that savory, cheesy type of food brings me. But it never like lit me up inside, made me want to like dance, which is bizarre, because I also, growing up, even though I perform and music and dance that way, I never was really a dancer, a little bit more on the introverted side, afraid to kind of like really kind of let loose, you know, like I gotta like stay like what's the word I'm thinking of? I guess just a good way to put it is just very self-controlled in a way, to where like I'm not overly expressing myself, or I'm not overly showing emotion or letting myself be carried away by my emotion. And through my shadow work and through fasting, through daily exercise, daily yoga, daily meditations, I'm feeling so much more than I think I've ever felt in my life. And it's because I'm finally allowing myself and accepting myself, as opposed to compressing how I feel down into a singular moment, or for singular people. But it's so funny that like the deprivation of these things, whether it be food, whether it be performing live, whether it be seeing an old friend again, the lack of something special that we truly love really does heighten the effect that it has on us, and the magic that's behind it all when we reunite with those things. And yeah, like it's just, it almost makes no sense to me, but it really does make sense because I'm in it. But like, oh, when you don't have something, it makes you appreciate it more. The only reason why I feel like that would make sense on the surface is because we've heard that so much. But you feel like, I guess more naturally, it would make more sense for the things that we're used to make us feel better than new things. So taking something that we're used to and creating this like artificial lack, that would almost kind of like, I don't know, maybe there's this dichotomy of like on in one way of looking at things, you would think that the lack of something or the deprivation of something would actually make you kind of like wean off of it and not really need it anymore, and not really think about it, you know, like maybe even almost sever your connection to it. But it also, and I think that does exist, but like it also does the exact opposite. And with a lot of the things that I'm talking about, it has done the exact opposite. I used to play at least 1 or 2 shows every single weekend, which is exhausting, but like I love it. It's something that I definitely could do. But what that does is that takes away from how special each of those shows are, you know? And I think to minimalize what you do, what you eat, what you wear. As another thing too is that I'm only dressing in one color now. I only dress in black to symbolize the bringing the unconscious to the light, all of the shadow work that I'm doing. But in doing that, you kind of learn to appreciate color in a new way when you lack it. And even if you're just dressing in one color, you learn to appreciate the different shades of that single color, and then you learn how to like mix and match all those different shades. And it's like, oh, color hasn't left. It's just that I only viewed this one color as one singular thing. But it's almost like when you minimalize, and it's not even just like the color thing too. Like I actually only have like a couple pairs of pants, like a couple pairs of shorts, like all these different things. So that way, like when I only have a few things, my appreciation for those few things is heightened. Whereas like I really do believe that the less you own, the more freedom you have. But in doing that, I've also learned to appreciate the things that I do have more with less being in the mix. So, and that's just talking wardrobe. Now we're talking food. Now we're talking music. Like I'm practicing and performing with some old friends, some of my old punk rock stuff for one night only for this March 23rd show. And because I know it's not a permanent thing, and because I know it's not going to continue, and I know it's just a one-time thing, it's really making me appreciate every single practice. It's really making me look forward to this show. It's really making me show up even more in every moment of me tapping into my younger self. Here's another thing. I plan on, it's probably not going to show up in any of these videos because I've made a few and they're going to go on for a few weeks. So by the time I start making new ones, I'm going to have it again. But for this show, to really honor my younger self and really put a whole chapter to bed, I'm going to shave for the first time in 10 years. And in dreams, I've been like a little panicky with like waking up in my dream like seeing in the mirror there's a like lack of facial hair, and it's almost like losing my current self. And so it's making me appreciate, especially since this is the final week before the show, I'm really appreciating the facial hair that I have now, because pretty soon I'm not gonna have it. And even though in my dreams, I think my fear is that it's gone forever, I know that it's just gonna grow back, and it's actually gonna grow back really quick. So not only am I really appreciating the facial hair that I have, that I've obviously took for granted so much because it's with me every single day, I am actually looking forward to shaving, because I'll get to, for one last time, experience being clean shaven and enjoy what that's like, and then I'll just allow it to all grow back. And it's just so funny that, like, even the idea of the lack of something that I'm going to shave is already making me appreciate something that I have right now. And this is something that I try to do every single day to I guess, tap a little bit more into the morning side of morning coffee, right? This is gonna sound a little bit poetic, but I dance with death every single day. And by dance with death, I mean I entertain the idea of my own mortality, that one day I'm going to die, and that all the things, people, everything in my life will not be here one day. And because I'm in my 30s now, I have plenty experience of loss. In fact, loss has been my greatest teacher, and it's been a very brutal teacher